Yes, today we are going to study the third unit, that the desert. What is a desert? Yes, a desert is a dry, hot area, isn't it? So why? So in this lesson we can say the scientists who had made studies had said that the desert is not a dry, hot place. It can be used. That means various living beings are also there. Still it is being said a dry desert. Understood? But hot is there when compared to the Gulf areas. We can say in Rajasthan also it is a desert, isn't it? So it is similar to the Gulf area also. Of the sand, very hot sand. That means 6 months it will be very hot and the next 6 months will be very cold, isn't it? In the Gulf areas and in the desert areas. So in that hot, the extreme hot where the people cannot survive, even the living beings cannot survive, isn't it? Still we can see living beings are there in such areas, isn't it? So now in this lesson we can make sure that whether a desert is a hot, dry area or not. Hot and dry land. Hot and dry land. We can see deserts are very hot and dry lands, but still scientists who had made studies had said that it cannot be fully dry and hot lands. Understood? Now we will see how it is. A desert is generally without water and vegetation. So there will be no water, at the same time vegetation. Vegetation means what? Cultivation, isn't it? Only if people are staying over there or people are living over there, what can be done? Cultivation can be done, isn't it? So in deserts, the land is not suitable for cultivation. As a result, no vegetation is there. If cultivation has to be done, what should be there? Water should be there. So it is not possible to get water in that sandy land. Then a green patch with fresh water and green trees in the middle of a vast desert is a beautiful sight. That means oasis. Those areas are called oasis. That means in between the hot sand, stretched in a vast area, in between that we can see a small pond-like area called oasis, where little water is being seen. And in that little water, because of the little water, the animals which are surviving on that land as well as the travelers who are traveling are able to get water for their drinking. Understood? So while traveling, when they come to that certain area where the spring or the oasis or that little pond is there, they used to take a shelter and they take water as much as they can from that small area and then they will go. So those areas in surroundings area, around that area, greenish color is there because little plants also grow because of that water. A desert may be too hot and too cold. So that means I have said out of 12 months, 6 months are extreme hot and next 6 months are extreme cold. Understood? Understood now? So which are the points? It is a hot, dry land, then no water and vegetation, and in between there are oasis or the spring is there where we can find little water, and these two hot and two cold. Extreme hot as well as extreme cold. Now got the idea of a desert? Yes, this is the idea of a desert. Now we will go through the lesson. Those of us who live in regions covered with the forest and surrounded by hills may find it difficult to imagine what a desert is really like. So we people, we are living in that area, we are living in the land where we can see all around us green, isn't it? That means all different kinds of plants and trees are there. Then the living animals are there. Then everything is there. Hills are there, mountains are there, waters, plenty of water is there. So a person from such area, when he goes to a place where he finds only these all, and he believe that he will live over there. No, he cannot believe that he can live over there. The popular belief, popular means ordinary, all are believing, how everyone are believing what is a desert, is that it is an endless stretch of land. It is an endless stretch of land. Endless stretch of land means what? We can see till our eyes reaches up to there only what? Stretch of land, only the land. Understood? Where no rain falls and therefore no vegetation grows. So it is a endless means there is no end at all. We are going, walking, still we are walking only, there is no end. So it is an endless stretch of land means it is up to our sight, we can see only what? The land over there, in between nothing. Then where no vegetation, no rain is there. It is dry, hot, waterless and without shelter. Without shelter means no houses are there. In that sand can we build a house? And also if we build a house, how we will survive? We have no water, no cultivation, isn't it? So it is not possible. But this is not entirely correct. So this is the one part of the belief that what is a desert. So saying it is not correct. Entirely means fully correct. For those who have studied, the people who have studied, the desert can be a beautiful place. They are saying desert is not a hot dry land, it is a beautiful land. What do you mean by beautiful land? Where we are living, the nature is in its beauty. It is the home of a variety of people, animals and plants that have learned to live under very hot and dry conditions. So according to the studies, it is saying desert is not a place where no water, vegetation or rain. It is a beautiful place where human beings, plants and animals are living. Under which condition? Under this condition where it is too hot and too cold. Understood? Now got the idea what is the desert and how the studies have made it believe. Understood? So according to the studies, it is saying desert is not a place where no vegetation, rain and dry land. It is a beautiful place where human beings as well as plants and animals are living. In which condition? Under these extreme conditions. Understood now? Those of us who live in regions covered with the forest and surrounded by hills may find it difficult to imagine what a desert is really like. The popular belief is that it is an endless stretch of sand where no rain falls and therefore no vegetation grows. It is dry, hot, waterless and without shelter. But this is not entirely correct. For those who have studied it, the desert can be a beautiful place. It is a home of a variety. Variety means different of people, animals and plants that have learned to live under very hot and dry conditions. So from this it is true that people as well as plants and animals are able to live under certain conditions. Isn't it? Under certain conditions they are able to live. True, the ground is not always hidden by a cover of grass, plants and trees as it is in our climate. So in our climate we can see everywhere grassland, isn't it? All around us, even on the earth also we can see grass growing, isn't it? But in this place where the desert is there, it is not. The only thing that we cannot find is the grassy land. We cannot find the grassy land. But whenever it rains, which is rare means not common, desert flowers bloom and the sight can be as rewarding as that of any tropical garden. So in between, after a long time, in between many months, sometimes little showering or the heavy rain falls. In that time, what happens? Wherever the green patches are there, it starts growing. Wherever the green trees are there, it starts growing. Then it is a tropical area. A desert is not always a flat, unchanging wasteland of dry sand. So what it is being said, it is not a flat, unchanging wasteland. Unchanging means cannot be changed, of dry sand. It may have mountains and hills. It is also having mountains and hills. It may have an oasis. Oasis means spring water. A patch of spring water. Patch of spring water. An oasis is like a green island in the middle of a desert where a spring or a well gives plants and trees a better chance to grow. A desert may be hot like the tar or cold like the Ladakh. But generally speaking, if a place has little or no water and vegetation, people usually call it a desert. So sometimes we also say when we go to certain place and we find no cultivation, no water and all, the common word what we are using also we will say it is a desert. Why? Because as far as a desert is concerned, where there is no rain, no vegetation and only extreme hot, isn't it? So it is used humorously also to certain places where we find no water and vegetation. We compare it to a desert. So accordingly, it is saying what is a desert? A desert is not always a flat, unchanging wasteland of dry sand. It may have mountains and hills. So in deserts we can find mountains and hills. It may have an oasis. It is also having oasis. That is the spring water. An oasis is like a green island in the middle of a desert. So in the middle of the island, after a long distance, maybe a small area covered with the water, where a spring or a well gives plants and trees a better chance to grow. So there, because of the water is there, what happens to the plants around it? They grow. A desert may be hot like a tar or cold like Ladakh. That means it is already said. It is too hot or too cold. Hot like a tar desert or cold like a Ladakh. But generally speaking, if a place has little or no water and vegetation, people usually call it a desert. So in our place also, in our area also, there are certain places where only a stretch of land is there where we cannot find any cultivation or water. So in that area where it is in between our area where we are living, we are called as a desert. Understood? Some deserts are almost totally without water. So certain places, what is absent? That oasis is absent. In such places, strong wind blows, raising heaps of sand and depositing them as moss. Moss means like huge hills. These are called sand dunes. What are they called? Sand dunes. That means very strong wind will be blowing. Very strong wind will be blowing. And as the wind is blowing strongly, what happens? This sand starts flying from one area to the other and they will fall over to certain places and make it into a big heap of sand, like a hill over there. That is called the sand dunes. That shift and move endlessly across the desert. Few plants can survive on such dry shifting sand. So now you understood what is a desert? Yes, it is a desert is a hot, dry land where there is no rain and vegetation. But according to the studies, they are saying desert can be a beautiful place, can change into a beautiful place because human beings, plants and animals are there to live under such a hot condition. Understood? Are there to live under that condition. And then it is saying a desert, we cannot say it is an unwasteable land of sand, unchanging wasteland of dry sand. There are mountains and hills, and in between what is there? Oasis, the spring water, a little patch of land where we can find water, and surrounded by that oasis, green plants are able to grow. Understood? And it is too hot and too cold. And in our area also, certain places where we find only stretch of land and no cultivation is there, we can sometimes humorously we call it as a desert. Now, pick out two phrases which describe the desert as most people believe it is. Which are the two phrases? Stretch of, endless stretch of sand from the first paragraph. Then unchanging wasteland of dry sand. Understood? Pick out some two phrases which describe the desert as a specialist say. It is a beautiful land where human beings, plants and animals can live under hot and dry conditions. Which the phrases on the left on the following box occur in the text, match it. An endless stretch of sand, it is nothing but sand as far as one can see. Waterless and without shelter, no water and no shade. That means no water as well as no plants are there, no trees are there to give shelter. And oasis, what is an oasis? Fertile place with water and plant in a desert. Hidden by a cover of grass, not visible. Hidden means not visible because the grass is thick. Because of the growth of the grass thickly, we are not able to see that area. Understood? Now next, desert plants and animals learn to require much less water than most plants and animals. The camel is a typical desert animal. Smaller desert animals have unusual means of satisfying their need for water. So already we have said in the place what is there? Oases are there, isn't it? Oases are there because of the oasis. What do you mean by oasis? A patch or a little place in between the stretch of land where little water is being seen, and in that and trees, little plants can be seen around it, which helps them to grow. So little greenery is seen in between that endless stretch of land. Now desert plants and animals. Now how are these animals who are living in that area, how are they living? So already we had said there is no water and no vegetation, isn't it? If water and food is not there, can animals or human beings live over there? For surviving, we need water and food. Without water and food, can we live on earth? No, we cannot live, isn't it? So we need water and vegetation. Vegetation means cultivation. So we have already said deserts are areas where there is no rain. No rain means no water as well as cultivation. So without water and cultivation, how can human beings, plants or animals can live? And oases are there not in all the areas, only in certain places where oases are there, and in certain desert it is very difficult to find oasis also. That means no water at all, isn't it? So in such area, how can these animals, plants and human beings can live. Now that is what we are going to see. So we have studied that sheep of the desert. Who is the sheep of the desert? Which animal is referred to that sheep of the desert? Yes, camel, isn't it? So camel is the only animal which can survive on that hot desert, isn't it? So now we will see how this animal is living over there when it is a place where no water and cultivation is there. All living things need water in order to survive. Survive means to live. Everybody needs water and food, isn't it? So without water and food, nobody is able to live. The few plants and animals that live in deserts have developed the ability to require less water than most plants and animals. So certain plants and animals are there in this desert lands, and these desert land animals and plants can live there because they need very less quantity of water. But those animals and plants which are living around us on the earth in the tropical areas, they are suited to live for more water and more food, isn't it? So all around us we can see the animals and plants need more food and more water, isn't it? But the animals which are living, cactus plant, have you heard about the cactus plant? Mulchadi, cactus plant, Kallimullu will say. So that plant we can see in the dry areas, isn't it? Because they don't need much water, and when it rains they are able to store water in their stem, so that with that storage of water they can live. Similarly, the animals as well as plants which are living in the desert also are able to store in them as much as water they can. So as much as water they can mean from where they are getting the water? They are getting once or twice. What happens? Rain will be there in that area, isn't it? So that time they will get water. So how much quantity they are getting water they are storing in their body itself. Understood? All living things need water in order to survive. So everybody needs water to live on the earth. The few plants and animals that live in deserts have developed the ability to require less water than most plants and animals. So those plants and animals which are living in the desert land need only less water than the other animals and plants which are needed more water. Understood? The camel, probably known as the sheep of the desert, can drink a lot of water at one time. So one time itself, camel drinks more quantity of water. Understood? So one time itself drinking more quantity of water means it can store in his body the quantity of water. Isn't it? Camels can do without water for days together. So because they are storing too much of water in their body, without water they are able to live for the rest remaining days. Understood? That is why camel is suited to live where? In the desert. The reason is that they sweat very little. Sweating means virga. They sweat very little. We sweat because we must keep our body temperature constant. So why we are sweating? When we go out in the sun, we sweat like anything, isn't it? Because we have to keep our body temperature in the balance. We have to keep the body temperature balanced. That is why we are sweating. We sweat when it gets hot and this cools the body. So when we are getting hot and the body temperature rises, it makes our body come down. Camels can stand high body temperature. They don't need to sweat and can therefore retain the water they drink for long periods of time. So here camel, they do not sweat. So sweating is not there in the case of camels, isn't it? Because when we sweat, our quantity of water is going out from our body, isn't it? But through sweating, the excess water from our body is going out. So in the camel, in the case of camel, the sweating is less. The sweat is less, and as a result, what is not going out? Water content is not going out in larger quantity. As a result, that water is being stored inside the body. So without water, who can live? A camel can live. Understood now how camel is living? We sweat when it gets hot and this cools the body. Camels can stand high body temperature. They don't, because we are not able to stand high body temperature. What happens to our body? We are sweating, and that excess water is being going out as a sweat, isn't it? But camel can stand that high body temperature. So what happens? Sweating is less, and that water is being stored. They don't need to sweat and can therefore retain the water they drink for long periods of time. So that one time of drinking will help them to live for months. The smaller desert animals do not drink water, and again there are other animals also. They do not have the habit of drinking water. They burrow. We can see how they are living. They burrow underground during the hot day and come out at night to eat. So the whole day, how is the day? Day is too hot. Day is too hot. So during the daytime, what do these animals, small animals do? They go deep into the earth and stay over there. And when night comes, a little coolness is there. Then they will come out for eating. Some of them eat other animals and get the water they need from the moisture in the meat. So some animals will eat the other animals, and from the moisture of the meat they get sufficient water. Others eat plants and seeds and get the water they need from plant juices. Others, by eating plants and seeds, they get sufficient juice from that plants and seeds, and that also are taken in so that water quantity is maintained. Desert plants also adapt themselves to the life they live. Cactus plant, we have already said the cactus plant. Cactus plant store water in their thick stems. So this plant is storing in their stems. Store water in their stems. Cactus plant is there in our area also. We used to put as fence, isn't it? So we are not watering them and making them grow. Are we doing that? We are not doing, isn't it? So automatically they absorb water from the moisture, or at the time when the rain comes, they store water in their stem and keep it for their lifelong. Understood? Their roots lie close to the surface of the ground and quickly absorb the moisture from the light rain they occasionally fall. So even if the rain is not a heavy rain, only showering also is there, these animals and plants are able to store the water what they get. The major feature of all desert is of course dryness and variation of temperature. So in every desert, dryness and variation of temperature is there. That means high and low. That is too hot and too cold. When it is too hot, temperature is high, and when it is too cold, temperature is very low. In humid climates, the moisture in the air acts like a blanket and protects the earth's surface from the hot rays of the sun. The absence of this blanket in desert lands causes the desert to heat up rapidly during the day and to cool off rapidly at night. So why the land, the sunrise is over here also and sunrise is over there also. But in our place, the earth is not getting that much hot, isn't it? Why in deserts it is getting too much hot? Because directly the sunrise is falling on the earth. But in our space there is a blanket surrounded and it absorbs majority of the heat. That is why that much heat is not being put on the earth. And then when that heat of the sun falls on the sand, it gets too hot, isn't it? Getting too hot. That is why days are very hot. And once the sand is being hot, after the sun has gone, what happens? It condenses. As a result, it gets cool. That is why nights are very cool. Deserts are an important part of nature's beach plan. They are there like the dense forest and the deep oceans. Just because they are hot and dry, one should not look upon them as useless part of the earth. Okay, so now we have seen that deserts, why they are getting too hot when compared to the area where we are living, isn't it? So the area where we are living, the sunrise is not falling directly on the earth. So from the sun, the moisture is there. The whole area atmosphere is contains moisture, and that moisture acts like a blanket, and so it is absorbing the whole heat from the sun directly. That is why we are not getting too much hot. But in the desert area, that blanket of moisture is not there, and as a result, the heat of the sun falls directly on the sand and it gets too hot. Understood? And especially no trees also is there, isn't it? Deserts are an important part of nature's great plan. They are there like the dense forest and the deep oceans. Just because they are hot and dry, one should not look upon them as useless part of the earth. So can we say they are the useless part of the earth? Useless part. Can we say deserts are the useless part of the earth? Can we say? No, isn't it? We cannot say deserts are useless part of the earth. They are useful, as how we are making useful our surrounding. Deserts are also useful because we cannot say there are no human beings, plants and animals, isn't it? There are human beings, plants and animals adapted to live in that condition where the sun is too hot and that means the days are too hot and the nights are too cold. There are even in Gulf area also the days are very hot, isn't it? And nights are very cold. Temperature comes down, it is very cold. That means up to 0 degree it goes, isn't it? So we cannot say deserts are useless part of the earth. They are useful, as how much we are making useful the other part of the earth, isn't it? Understood now? Now look. All living things need water in order to survive. The few plants and animals that live in desert have developed the ability to require less water than most plants and animals. The camel, popularly known as the sheep of the desert, can drink a lot of water at one time. Camels can live without water for days together. So once when they are storing in their body as much as water they can, the remaining days they are not able to, there is no need of water, storing of water for them, because already what is being stored? The quantity of water is being stored. The reason is that sweat very little. We sweat because we must keep our body temperature constant. Constant means balanced. We sweat when it gets hot and this cools the body. Camels can stand high body temperature. So in our case we are sweating to keep our body temperature balanced, isn't it? But in the case of a camel, it can stand a high temperature also, because there the temperature is very high. They don't need to sweat and can therefore retain the water they drink for long periods of time. The smaller desert animals do not drink water. They burrow underground during the hot day and come out at night to eat. Some of them eat other animals and get the water they need from the moisture in the meat. Others eat plants and seeds and get the water they need for plants growth. Desert plants also adapt themselves to the life they lead. Cactus plants store water in their thick stems. Their stems are very thick, not leaves, isn't it? Their roots lie close to the surface of the ground and quickly absorb the moisture from the light rains that occasionally falls. So even it is a showering, not a heavy rain also, the stem is able to store water in them. That is why when we break the stem, what happens? We can see the water particles. We can see the contents of the water. Understood? The major feature of all desert is of course dryness and variation of temperature. So the main feature of the desert is dryness and variation of temperature. In humid climate, the moisture in the air acts like a blanket and protects the earth's surface from the hot rays of the sun. The absence of this blanket in desert land causes the desert to heat up rapidly during the day and to cool off rapidly at night. That is why days are very hot and nights are very cold. Deserts are an important part of nature's great plan. It is the nature itself had made the land into some area deserts and some other thickly forest. They are there like the dense forest and the deep oceans. Just because they are hot and dry, one should not look upon them as useless part of the earth. Because they are hot and dry, we cannot say deserts are useless part of the earth. They are useful, isn't it? Useful part of the earth. Understood now? All of you got the idea of the desert? A camel can do without water for days together. What is the reason given in the text? So we can see that a camel can live without water for many days. Why? Because when it rains or the shower is there, what will the animal do? It stores sufficient quantity of water, and as a result, if the remaining days are no water, lack of water is there, it is able to live. How do the smallest desert animal fulfill the need of water? So certain animals, small animals are not able to store water in their body, isn't it? Then how do they live in that desert area? That means these small animals go deep into the earth during the daytime when the days are very hot. They go into the deep into the ground, and when the night comes, that means it is cold. That time it comes out to get water to have their food, and at the same time they eat the flesh of other animals. So from that meat, the moisture they get, that is also as the contents of the water. Then they eat, certain animals eat plants, and from that plants and seeds they get sufficient water. By eating them, the juice is being extracted in the form of water. In a desert, the temperature rises during the day and falls rapidly at night. Why? Yes, because the moisture in the air acts as a blanket, and so the heat of the sun is not directly applied on the earth, isn't it? So as far as the desert is considered, that moisture, the air surrounded is not there, and the heat of the sun falls directly on the sun. That is why it is very hot, and the temperature is very high during the daytime, and the temperature is very low during the night. So all these answers will be sent to you. Describe a desert in your own way. Write a paragraph. So that you have to write. After reading the text, you should write desert. That means describe the desert. How is the desert? You can say what is the desert, and according to the studies, how it is being said, and it is a desert and useless part of the earth. Then what are the animals living over there and how are they living and how are they living without the water and vegetation? All that you can write it into a paragraph. So now you understood the lesson. I hope you have understood. The notes will be sent to you.